Howdy, friend. Sam Houston here, hoping you're living in high cotton. And if you're lucky enough to be in Texas, I know you're most of the way there. Now enjoy your daily dose of Texas history and Texas pride.
Howdy, friend. Welcome back to the Feed Bandit podcast and your Texas History Roundup for February 18th. In 1836, General Jose de Urrea's army left Matamoros for its drive north and east into Texas. Of the three thrusts of the Mexican invasion, this would be along the Gulf Coast. In 1844, a permanent armistice was agreed to by Texas and Mexico. A year earlier, General Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna had approved a truce based on proposals from James W. Robinson, former lieutenant governor of the Texas provincial government, who was a prisoner in Mexico. However, President Sam Houston filed both documents away without approving them because the articles of armistice referred to Texas as a department of Mexico rather than an independent state. In 1875, the first major event in the Mason County Hoodoo War occurred when 5 jailed rustlers were taken to be hanged near Hick Springs. Of the 5, 3 died, 1 survived, and 1 escaped. 3 months later, Deputy Sheriff John Worley was bringing in Tim Williamson for rustling when he was attacked by 12 masked men, resulting in Williamson's death. In revenge for the death of his friend Williamson, former Texas Ranger Scott Cooley led a ruthless spree of retaliation that eventually resulted in at least 12 more deaths. In all, at least 16 people died, and not a single person was ever convicted. The feud finally ended in the fall of 1876. Ironically, just a few months later, in January 1877, the Mason County Courthouse burned, destroying all records related to the feud. Well, how convenient. That would be one of those things that I've mentioned several times on these missives that could make for an interesting little miniseries. If someone could, at some point, someone's going to put this stuff together, maybe use an AI for extremely cheap, and it might be interesting. In 1910, Frenchman Louis Paulhan made an airplane flight in Houston, the first in Texas. This was one of several paid expedition flights made by Paulhan in cities across the United States in early 1910. He was one of the early airplane pioneers and set several records, including making the first flight of a seaplane, the Le Canard, in 1910. In 1928, Old Rip was found alive, thus elevating his horned lizard, or horny toad, to celebrity status. When Eastland County's courthouse was destroyed by fire in 1896, and a new courthouse was built the following year, supposedly a horned lizard was left in the cornerstone. When the building was raised in 1928 to build the current courthouse, the lizard was found alive. Although many doubt the story's authenticity, Old Rip received extensive state and even national publicity when he paid a visit to President Calvin Coolidge at the White House in 1928. Old Rip is displayed in glass in a marble case at the Eastland County Courthouse. And in 1973, the Dallas Bluebonnets, the first Texas team in the National Women's Football League, lost their opening game in Texas Stadium to the Toledo Troopers. A second Texas team, the Fort Worth Shamrocks, formed in 1974. Players were paid $25 per game. Both franchises disbanded at the end of 1974. I guess not many people wanted to go watch that. Okay, that, my friend, was your Texas History Roundup for February 18th. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll catch you right here on the next one tomorrow. You take care.
Well, there you have it. If you like our podcast, check us out at feedbandit.com. There you'll find awesome Texas First outdoors gear and apparel. Your purchase helps support the Bandits and keeps this podcast on the air, fighting for you and for Texas. Remember, preserve the tradition, protect the legacy. Until next time.